In this video, you'll discover a comprehensive collection of Albert Einstein's most inspirational and motivational quotes, carefully selected to uplift your spirits and encourage positive thinking. Have you ever wondered how one man changed the way we view intelligence? Albert Einstein, the renowned physicist, has transcended the world of science to become a cultural icon. His name is synonymous with genius and has sparked countless depictions in popular culture. Einstein's image is everywhere. From toys for children like Baby Einstein to the hit television show Little Einsteins, his legacy lives on. His expressive face and trademark hairstyle have been exaggerated in cartoons and statues globally. Time magazine even called him a cartoonist's dream. His influence extends beyond just intelligence. The term Einstein has become a tongue-in-cheek reference for both brilliance and foolish mistakes. Ever heard the phrase, "Way to go, Einstein"? It captures the ironic usage of his name. Interestingly, many quotes attributed to him are inaccurate. The famous line about insanity? Misattributed. Nevertheless, scientists voted him the greatest physicist ever in 1999, solidifying his legacy in the scientific community. March 14, Einstein's birthday, is celebrated as Pi Day. The town of Princeton, where he lived for over 20 years, hosts an annual party blending both his birthday and the mathematical constant. Einstein's likeness and name have been widely commercialized. For instance, Salesforce paid a hefty $20 million for a 20-year license to use his image. Additionally, the Hebrew University manages his personality rights, controlling how his image is used commercially. The intriguing story of the famous photo of Einstein sticking out his tongue also shines a light on his playful nature. Captured on his 72nd birthday, it's one of his most famous images, and it even went on to sell for over $125,000. Universal perceptions, like mistaken beliefs of Einstein being left-handed, swirl around. Yet, evidence shows he was right-handed. This myth highlights how impressions can linger in popular culture. Numerous educational institutions bear his name, a testament to his lasting impact on education and science. His life and theories inspired many artistic works, from plays and operas to films. In Young Einstein, he's portrayed as a surfing apple farmer who develops rock and roll. Films like IQ and AI, Artificial Intelligence, feature characters inspired by him. Even the beloved Back to the Future has a dog named Einstein, nodding to the scientist's brilliance. Einstein also appears in TV shows like Star Trek, representing a fusion of science fiction and his real-life genius. In animated shows, he continues to inspire and entertain. Even video games get in on the action. Einstein features in Command and Conquer, influencing storytelling through time travel and alternate histories. His legacy extends to music as well. Artists like Mariah Carey and Bob Dylan have even referenced him in their work, showcasing the universal connection to his intellect. Lastly, a recently digitized font of Einstein's handwriting has enabled people to write like him on their devices, bringing history into the digital age. In conclusion, Albert Einstein is not just a figure in science, he's a cultural phenomenon. His impact on art, media, and education is significant, reminding us of the power of intellect and imagination. Join the celebration of his legacy today, and explore how one man's genius continues to shape our world. Now, we present to you the most complete, inspiring, and motivational quotes from Albert Einstein. 1. Learn from yesterday, live in the present, and have hope for tomorrow. The important thing is to never stop questioning. 2. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. 3. Life is like riding a bicycle. To stay balanced, you have to keep moving. 4. If you can't explain it, you don't understand it well enough. 5. Look deeply into nature, and then you will understand everything better. 6. A person who never makes mistakes has never tried anything new. 7. I don't know with what weapons the Third World War will be fought, but the Fourth World War will be fought with sticks and stones. 8. Coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous. 9. It's not that I'm that smart, it's just that I persevere more with problems. 10. No problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. 11. Weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character. 12. Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. 13. Don't strive to be successful, but rather to be valuable. 14. I don't have any special talents. I'm just passionately curious. 15. The only source of knowledge is experience. 16. The only source of knowledge is experience. 17. Logic will get you from point A to point B. Imagination will get you everywhere. 18. The only valuable life is the life lived for others. 19. He who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. 20. Nationalism is a childhood disease. It's the measles of humanity. 21. You can't blame gravity for falling in love. 22. Only two things are infinite, the universe and human stupidity, and I'm not sure about the first one. 23. The important thing is never to stop questioning. Curiosity has its reasons. 24. Reality is nothing more than an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. 25. We cannot solve problems using the same type of thinking we used when we created them. 26. Everyone should be respected as individuals, but no one should be idolized. 27. He who is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. 28. The hardest thing in the world to understand is income tax. 29. I live in that solitude that is painful in youth, but delightful in mature years. 30. If we knew what we were doing, it wouldn't be called research, right? 31. I'm not just a pacifist, but a militant pacifist. I'm willing to fight for peace. Nothing will end the war unless the people themselves refuse to participate in it. 32. The only reason for time is so that everything doesn't happen at once. 33. Any man who can drive safely while kissing a pretty girl is simply not giving the kiss the attention it deserves. 34. Once we accept our limits, we overcome them. 35. It is not possible to prevent war and prepare for war at the same. 36. The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of evil people, but because of people who do nothing about it. 37. Education is what remains after you forget what you have learned in school. 38. Common sense is the set of prejudices acquired at the age of 18. 39. Intellectual growth must begin at birth and cease only at death. 40. He who can no longer pause to marvel and remain absorbed in wonder is as if he were dead, his eyes are closed. 41. It's strange to be so universally known, yet so alone. 42. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge but imagination. 43. The gift of fantasy has meant more to me than my talent for absorbing positive knowledge. 44. The supreme art of the teacher is to awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge. 45. Pure mathematics is, in its way, the poetry of logical ideas. 46. When the solution is simple, God is answering. 47. There are two ways to live. You can live as if nothing were a miracle. You can live as if everything were a miracle. 48. A question that sometimes confuses me. Am I crazy, or are others? 49. If people are good only because they fear punishment and expect reward, then we are a sorry lot. 50. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. 51. A table, a chair, a bowl of fruit, and a violin. What else does a man need to be happy? 52. Before God, we are all equally wise and equally foolish. 53. Don't worry about your math difficulties. I assure you mine are even greater. 54. When you're courting a beautiful girl, an hour feels like a second. When you're sitting on red-hot coals, a second feels like an hour. That's relativity. 55. The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulate the creative mind. 56. Only those who dedicate themselves to a cause with all their strength and soul can be true masters. Therefore, mastery demands everything from a person. 57. Our task must be to liberate ourselves by expanding our circle of compassion to encompass all living creatures and all of nature and its beauty. 58. We cannot despair of humanity, since we ourselves are human beings. 59. We still don't know even 1,000th of 1% of what nature has revealed to us. 60. If you want to describe the truth, leave elegance to the tailor. 61. Whoever tries to set himself up as a judge of truth and knowledge is shipwrecked by the laughter of the gods. 62. Intellectuals solve problems, geniuses prevent them. 63. The only thing that interferes with my learning is my education. 64. Don't try to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. 65. When it comes to truth and justice, there is no difference between large and small problems, because issues relating to the treatment of people are all the same. 66. The most beautiful thing we can experience is mystery. It is the source of all true art and science. 67. Imagination is more important than knowledge. 68. Science is a wonderful thing if you don't have to make a living from it. 69. The environment is everything that is not me. 70. Any man who reads too much and uses his brain too little falls into lazy habits of thought. 71. Without deep reflection, one knows from daily life that one exists for other people. 72. There is no logical path to discovering these elementary laws. There is only the path of intuition, which is facilitated by the perception of the order underlying appearances. 73. I am convinced that killing under the guise of war is nothing more than an act of murder. 74. It gives me great pleasure to see the stubbornness of an incorrigible nonconformist warmly acclaimed. 75. The fear of death is the most unjustified of all fears, since there is no risk of accident for someone dead. 76. To be an immaculate member of a flock of sheep, it is first of all necessary to be a sheep oneself. 77. The value of a man should be seen in what he gives and not in what he can receive. 78. I am a deeply religious non-believer. This is a somewhat new kind. 79. Concern for humanity and its destiny must always be the primary concern of all technical endeavors. Never forget this amidst your diagrams and equations. 80. Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. 81. I do not believe in the immortality of the individual, and I consider ethics to be an exclusively human concern without any superhuman authority behind it. 82. Strength always attracts men of low morals. 83. Information is not knowledge. 84. Everything of value in human society depends on the opportunity for development granted to the individual. 85. Technological progress is like an axe in the hands of a pathological criminal. 86. Gravitation is not responsible for people falling in love. 87. I want to leave whenever I want. It's in bad taste to prolong life artificially. I've done my part. It's time to go. I'll do it gracefully. 88. It's a miracle that curiosity survives formal education. 89. The joy of looking and understanding is nature's most beautiful gift. 90. I want to leave whenever I want. It's in bad taste to prolong life artificially. I've done my part. It's time to go. I'll do it gracefully. 91. I rarely think in words. I have an idea, and then I try to express it in words. 92. Politics is for the present, but an equation is for eternity. 93. Memory is deceptive because it is colored by the events of the day. 94. He who marches happily to the sound of music in a line has already earned my contempt. He has been given a large brain by mistake, for his spinal cord would have been enough. 95. All religions, arts, and sciences are branches of the same tree. 96. Most people say it's intellect that makes a great scientist. They're wrong. It's character. 97. I don't believe in the God of theology who rewards good and punishes evil. 98. Few people are capable of equably expressing opinions that differ from the prejudices of their social environment. Most are even incapable of forming such opinions. 99. Everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simplistic. 100. The unleashed power of the atom has changed everything except our ways of thinking, and so we are heading toward an unprecedented catastrophe. 101. Loneliness is painful when you are young, but delicious when you are more mature. 102. You can never solve a problem at the level at which it was created. 103. The most incomprehensible thing in the world is that it is understandable. 104. He who does not take the truth seriously in small matters cannot be trusted in large ones either. 105. I believe a simple and modest lifestyle is best for everyone, both body and mind. 106. People love chopping wood. This activity produces immediate results. 107. The high destiny of the individual is to serve rather than to rule. 108. Man must seek what he is and not what he thinks he should be. 109. I want to know all of God's thoughts. Everything else is just details. 110. Asking new questions, considering new possibilities, and considering old problems from a new angle requires creative imagination and represents a real breakthrough in science. 111. My religion consists of a humble admiration of the unlimited higher spirit that reveals itself in the small details that we can perceive with our fragile minds. 112. It should be possible to explain the laws of physics to a waitress. 113. Mozart's music is so pure and beautiful that I see it as a reflection of the inner beauty of the universe. 114. I love to travel, but I hate arriving. 115. I never think of the future, it comes soon enough. 116. Human beings need action, and they will take it if they can't find it. 117. I don't think civilization will disappear in a war with an atomic bomb. Perhaps 2/3 of the world's population will die. 118. Let every man be respected as an individual, and let no man be idolized. 119. Anger dwells only in the bosom of fools. 120. As far as I'm concerned, I prefer silent vice to ostentation. 121. True art is characterized by an irresistible impulse in the creative artist. 122. God always takes the easiest path. 123. Never do anything against your conscience, even if the state demands it. 124. The road to perdition has always been accompanied by words dedicated to an ideal. 125. The devil has punished everything we enjoy in life. Either our health suffers, or our soul suffers, or we gain weight. 126. Nothing is more destructive of respect for government and the laws of the country than passing laws that cannot be enforced. 127. Love is a better teacher than duty. 128. Knowledge of what it does not open the door directly to what should be. 129. The search for truth and beauty is a sphere of activity in which we are allowed to remain children throughout our lives. 130. The only truly valuable thing is intuition. 131. Heroism by command, senseless violence, and all that disgusting nonsense called patriotism. How passionately I hate it. 132. We will need a substantially new way of thinking if humanity is to survive. 133. Put your hand on a hot stove for a minute, and it feels like an hour. Sit with a beautiful girl for an hour, and it feels like a minute. 134. An empty stomach is not a good political advisor. 135. The confusion of ends and the perfection of means seem, in my opinion, to characterize our times. 136. I am enough of an artist to be able to draw freely with my imagination. 137. I used to go away for weeks in a state of confusion. 138. The distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. 139. Only the individual is given a soul. 140. True religion is to live truly, to live with all one's soul, with all goodness and righteousness. 141. Never lose your holy curiosity. 142. The man of science is a poor philosopher. 143. That deep emotional conviction of the presence of a higher reasoning power, revealing itself in the incomprehensible universe, forms my idea of God. 144. There could be no more just destiny for any physical theory than to point the way to a broader theory in which it lives on as a borderline case. 145. Isn't it strange that I, who have only written unpopular books, am such a popular guy? 146. You ask me if I have a notebook to write down my big ideas. I've only ever had one. 147. If I weren't a physicist, I'd probably be a musician. I often think about music. I live my dreams in music. I see my life in terms of music. 148. I think and think for months and years. 99 times, the conclusion is wrong. The 100th time, I'm right. 149. One could say that the eternal mystery of the world is its comprehensibility. 150. The great objective of all science is to cover the greatest number of empirical facts by logical deduction from the smallest number of hypotheses or axioms. 151. Few see with their own eyes and feel with their own heart. 152. To the extent that the laws of mathematics refer to reality, they are not certain, and to the extent that they are certain, they do not refer to reality. 153. The release of atomic energy has not created a new problem. It has simply heightened the urgency of solving an existing one. 154. Most of the fundamental ideas of science are essentially simple and can, as a rule, be expressed in a language understandable to everyone. 155. All these primary impulses, which cannot be easily described in words, are the springs of man's actions. 156. The attempt to combine wisdom and power has only rarely succeeded and only for a short time. 157. God does not play dice. 158. Reading, after a certain age, distracts the mind too much from its creative pursuits. Anyone who reads too much and uses their brain too little falls into lazy thinking habits. 159. I just received a new theory about eternity. 160. We must be careful not to make the intellect our target. It has, of course, powerful muscles, but no personality. 161. It is an eternal merit of science to have acted upon the human spirit, overcoming man's insecurity regarding himself and nature. 162. The process of scientific discovery is, in effect, a continual flight from wonder. 163. For the honor of the master, everything must turn, each one in his way, without making noise, always following Newton's path. 164. There comes a time when the mind reaches a higher plane of knowledge, but can never demonstrate how it got there. 165. The faster you go, the lower you will be. 166. I will never believe that God plays dice with the world. 167. Small is the number of people who see with their eyes and think with their minds. 168. I cannot imagine a God who rewards and punishes the objects of his creation and who is nothing more than a reflection of human frailty. 169. Sometimes you pay more for things you get for nothing. 170. One strength of the communist system of the East is that it has something of the character of a religion and inspires the emotions of a religion. 171. God may be subtle, but he is not simply evil. 172. Too many of us view Americans as dollar hunters. This is a cruel slander, even if it's thoughtlessly repeated by Americans themselves. 173. Events in this domain are beyond the reach of exact prediction due to the variety of factors at play, not because of a lack of order in nature. 174. Morality is of utmost importance, but for us, not for God.
Welcome to our channel. Disclaimer: this channel does not promote any illegal activities and all contents in this channel is for educational purposes only. Our channel based videos promoting for educational tutorials, famous quotes of the world, biological, historical and geographical facts, genius stories and biography. Please follow or subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for more videos. Thank you.